So I am Alicia Skirvin. I work in Morgan Foods and I am ingredient technologist, and I am the TraceGains administrator for the company. So when we start a TraceGains, the first thing we will start doing is to put all the suppliers and ingredients into the system. So with the help of TraceGains and realize all the documents that we actually were requesting for each supplier, for each ingredient, we ended up dividing those reviewing tasks of those documents in different departments to have a better management of the documents. We started dividing. We want this person to review the SDSs, some documentation, a letter of guarantee, we put it in purchasing department. So, but in order for them to have that better visibility, we create dashboard specifically for them. So we start separating the type of documents to create a dashboard for finances, a dashboard for procurement, a dashboard for quality. So each person that is in those categories are able to go one time per week or every 2 weeks, and right away they can just review it and accept it. And then with the creation of the dashboard, we are able to see, okay, we have just 10% that is awaiting for approval, but it's easy for us to go and see that. And we have those monthly meetings that we review those dashboards and we say how we're performing overall as a company, and we can discuss as a team. That helped a lot because everybody can see it. Everybody had access right away of the information, and so that's having a collaboration in between departments. I love the workflows because anything that it needs to be communicated and somebody needs to complete it, with the workflow help to complete those tasks. The other one is that I'm going to mention is about the ingredient substitution form that we implemented in the system. Yeah, that was one of the first things that we actually create with the workflow, and that was my first time to get into the creation of workflow. We had an issue before, right? We didn't know how to change one ingredient for another ingredient, and who is the people that approve that. So we come up with the idea why we don't have it in TraceGains. And we create the form, we create with all the questions that we needed, and also to create the workflow that help, who is the person to enter the request, who is the next person to review that form. And at the end, when everybody approved that substitution form, who is the group that will receive that form to say, okay, this is good to go. The accessibility, the visibility in the system, that people can just go and open without trying to call and the person is not available, or send the email and the person is not, right there. They can just go into the system and see, okay, well, these 3 departments has approved the ingredient substitution, or who is missing, who I can go and contact to, so they can go ahead and approve it. So definitely the visibility and the workflow help us to finish, that task that we have, that is reminding us that we need to go in the system and fill it up, the form, and completed everything, the tasks that we have to complete. The supplier scorecard have helping us a lot. The first time that we sent it, we had all these calls, saying, hey, what happened? But that's something that we want to have, that communication, and knowing that we are checking on them. They're just not, sending documents, or they are not sending documents, but so we are evaluating. And I think after we send the first and second round, we have seen a lot of improvement and better for them to respond, because they don't want to have a bad score. We had a previous conversation with the CSM, and we were telling her, what we want, and there was nothing specific for the packaging, and we have been receiving so many questions from our customer, asking us questions that, very detailed questions that we don't even have the answer. So we were actually looking for a questionnaire in TraceGains, or a form, that the supplier can able to respond, but we were not able to find it. So we thought, why we don't create a document type and we just create our own questionnaire. We just create and put, all the questions that we want, and that's the way that we were able to tackle, to have to come up with a document type in order to get this information from our suppliers. The impact is that we're going to be able to extract that information from the system, and we'll be able to analyze that, and hopefully later on we can, tell TraceGains if the other customer having the same issue, we can actually create something that will be helpful for the whole industry.